Hi, my name is Kara and today I'm going to be making a nail-inspired top. So obviously I got new nails and they're kind of like a pastel checkerboard vibe going on. Each nail is different from the others and I'm just going to be doing the one for my ring finger because that's easiest. I am currently getting rid of most of my yarn right now, and so I have a very limited selection of yarns left, and I am really trying not to buy any more yarn. So we're going to be using the scraps today. So this is about all that's left of my super bulky yarn collection, and oh how the mighty have fallen. Like, I used to have an entire wall, I used to have like stacks of this yarn, and now I basically have nothing. And I had planned to use most of these scraps to make a chunky million color baby like pastel rainbow version, but I don't know if I have enough yarn. Like, I definitely have enough to make a top for myself, but I don't think that I'm gonna have enough for a cardigan. Like, in some colors I definitely do have enough yarn, but I don't think I have enough yarn of the purple. But let's not worry about that too much right now. Let's just focus on the top. So today I'm going to be basing this pattern loosely off the back and forth top pattern, and I've been trying to do the math to figure out like the quadrants and like evenly divide them, and it's been a little tricky. But I think I'm overthinking it because this pattern should be so simple that like I'm basically finding like any possible way to overthink it and like really focus in and make a mistake. Another thing is that I don't actually have an orange yarn to like perfectly replicate this like peachy color, and that's okay. I'm just going to be substituting it with the lavender that I have because I think that the pink, yellow, blue, and purple combination is like tried and true, and I think it'll look really good anyways. But hopefully it'll turn out well. Like, I really do like my nails. They're really fun. They're getting a bit long, but that's okay. Like, I really am scared to take my contacts out every night. But this should be a really fun knit because I'm also going to be using all scrap yarns today, and everything that I'm using today is Wool in the Gang Crazy Sexy Wool, and I'm going to be using it in colorways Stonewash Blue, which is discontinued I think, Chalk Yellow, Cameo Rose, and Lilac Powder. But let's just get into knitting. So I already made a mistake in that I cast on inversely, so it should be purple on the right and yellow on the left, and then I did it the opposite way. I don't know, this part is really tricky because like the cast on should be as if you're knitting from the left to the right, so the purl side, the wrong side, but then you could be knitting it immediately. I don't know, I just need to flip it whatever I did. Basically, the yellow should be on the right side, so I should cast on with the purple and then make my way to the middle, and then it'll be yellow, so that when I first start knitting, it'll be yellow, so that it'll be on the right side. Okay, but now that I've cast it on correctly, or at least I think correctly, things are moving along swimmingly. Like, it's just fun to knit with super bulky yarn again after working with like bulky wet yarns for so long. Like, super bulky yarn really does fly for needles, and I think that this top will take me like an hour at most. Okay, wait, I think I did this inversely. So the yellow's on my left side because I wear it with the right side facing out, and the purple's on the right side. But, here's the thing. If you hold the nails up, the yellow is on the left side. I don't know, I'm not recasting on, so we're just gonna go with it. I definitely plan to continue to knit with super bulky yarns when I'm in New York because, you know, it's actually going to be cold there in the fall and the winter, and I'll have an actual excuse to use super bulky yarn. And I think I'm going to continue to knit with bulky wet yarns too throughout the fall and winter just because it's a little bit more versatile and it's just fun. Like, I basically just started using a bunch of bulky wet yarns this summer because I was like, it's too hot to knit with super bulky. Like, I knit a lot with super bulky last summer, and that was really hot. Like, I'm gonna have a big supply of Malabrigo Rasta in apple green and Matisse blue because those are my two favorite colors from Malabrigo yarns. And I think I'm gonna have like a big stash of the Crazy Sexy Wool and Eucalyptus Green because I haven't knit with that in a while, but I really do love that color. But I'm also trying to brainstorm patterns that like use more scraps because everybody has scrap yarn and nobody really knows what to do with it. I know that there are a few other patterns, but like I want to find like a super bulky yarn way of using the scrap yarns. And as I'm knitting, I'm really trying to calculate like when I should switch to the other like quadrant colors. And I think I have it figured out. It's all in my head though. Like, I've just been doing this math in my head. I haven't written it down anywhere. I probably should because Lord knows that sometimes my subtraction is just wrong. But if my calculations are correct, I have a ways to go. Okay, based on my calculations, I should now switch to my other two colors now. And this probably looks like it's about halfway there. I don't know. Let's just do it. Okay, so over the yellow should go blue and over the purple should go pink. I think. Things are chugging along. The transition seems to have gone smoothly. It looks kind of like a kite to me, but that's cute. And amazingly, I had some scrap yarn left over, so I'm just gonna use that for the pastel chunky million color baby cardigan. Hopefully I have enough yarn for the purple. I'm really scared about that, but I might have to go find some projects and unravel them to steal that purple yarn. Like, I definitely should have measured how much yarn that I had in each of the little like balls that I had, but I didn't. And now I'm just gonna have to calculate how much yarn I used of each color, and that's gonna be a lot more math. And as I'm knitting this, like, all I can think about is how I'm going to arrange the colors for the cardigan I'm gonna make. So like, which yarn will be the main body, which yarn will be the sleeves, which one will be the ribbing, which one will be the collar. And it's probably gonna be based purely off of like which yarn I have the most of. So the main body color will be just like the yarn that I have the most weight of. I am no fan of playing yarn chicken, and it seems like this cardigan will just be purely yarn chicken. So wish me luck. And here we are. This, I think, is my favorite version of the back and forth top that I've done to date. Like, I've done the half and half, I've done the zigzag, I've done some like kind of checkerboard patterns, but I think that this is my favorite by far. Like, I just really like this color combination, and I've done like the pastel rainbow before in the past, but I usually throw in a eucalyptus green, but I think I like it without the eucalyptus green. Like, it's backless and it's kind of like one final hurrah to summer before the weather starts to cool down. And it'd also be perfect for the spring because of all the pastels. But honestly, like, you can wear this whenever, like whenever you feel like it. Like, I know that I said last time that the daisy nail top was the easiest one that I've done so far, but this one has a beat. Like, you just can't beat the ease of doing a super bulky knit. Like, I really love the color combinations, and it really does kind of make me look like a kite, but I like it. Like, I think it goes really well with these pink pants that I always kind of wear like pastel rainbow with, and I think it's just because it matches the pink so well. Like, it's a cameo rose, and look at that. Like, I'm kind of glad that I didn't have the orange just because the purple looks so nice. And it's fun because it's like yellow and blue. Ooh, that's contrast color. Yellow and purple, that's a contrast color. Purple and pink, I think, go together pretty well. But like pink and blue, you don't really see that often together either. And I love that the top is pink and blue because when I was like in preschool, pink and blue were my favorite colors. And I'd always put them together, and I don't have to do that nowadays. Yeah, I'm really happy with this. I am really glad that I ended up doing this, even though it was a little bit stressful with like yarn chicken. Although I didn't have to play yarn chicken yet, I think that I'm just going to be stressed in the future because I really do want to make the matching cardigan to this one. And I think with the cardigan, I'm going to keep it like 4 colors only instead of like adding in the 5th of the eucalyptus green. I do have about a full skein of eucalyptus green left, but I really like it with just the 4 colors. And my brain is automatically kind of just thinking of different color combinations that I can do, but I can't do any more color combinations just because I don't have any super bulky yarn left. Like, this is it. And this was one great final hurrah to like the super bulky yarn of my yarn stash. But honestly, like the only thing that I can think of to really change about this is that could just change like the ordering of the colors, but like there wouldn't be a ton of room to play around with it because no matter what you do, like it's still like the four colors are like all together. So, but I am very pleased with how it turned out. Like, yeah, you can only really like perfectly match the colors of the nails if like you hold it up like this, which is like very uncomfortable. But I just think it looks cute on its own too. Then maybe you'll see more of this in the future. I don't know. Everything's kind of in flux right now. But I really do like this one, and I would absolutely make this one again. And I am considering writing like a add-on patterns to like give instructions on how to like make the zigzag version of the back and forth top, like how to make the quadrant version of the back and forth top. And I'll think of a few other combinations too, because I have experimented with it a bit. Like the back and forth top is just so great to like play around with the color work because it's knit flat, so you can just do a bunch of intarsia if you want. I would say that it's a little bit more difficult to do Fair Isle with this top just because I don't think that super bulky and Fair Isle really mix together because like you get like the almost like the thickest yarn that you can knit with and then you double it, and that sweater would just be really thick. But anyways, thank you so much for sticking with me and my rambling. I am really happy with this top. I think that it does beat out the Daisy top as my favorite now just because look at it. But I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Happy knitting and see ya. And P.S. I'm already thinking of different nail art that I want to do, but really the next step is just to knit the matching cardigan.